Welcome into the Bro Force Squad podcast. We're just a bunch of bros watching movies and drinking beer, or as I have tonight, a lovely Syrah. And there's a reason we're classing it up tonight, because we're taking a trip to the private island for a once-in-a-lifetime dining experience at Hawthorne. That's right, this is the movie commentary for The Menu. But before we get to that, let's welcome in the fellow bros who have just signed up for this killer dinner. To my right, we have the mayor, Jeff Hornacek, and behind me, we have Ronnie Cycli. Quick question, Cycli, why do you always sit behind me?
I just like the view from back here.
And I can't argue with that. It's a great view.
Well, you're fucking breathing on him. Stop.
Yeah. You know, it's a little chilly, so the warm air is kind of nice, actually.
A mouth breather over here.
And now we'll throw it over to the mayor, Jeff Hornacek. Jeff, I just want to check real quick. You've eaten a burger before, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So, follow-up question: what's the best cheese to put on a burger?
Oh man. Anything that like just fucking oozes out the side of it.
There's only one right answer, guys. It's American.
Yeah.
American.
And we may have some more insight into that once we get into the commentary. So
before we get it, I checked the website for this restaurant before. It's a little fucked up, but they have a kids menu.
well,
I'll probably order off the kids menu. Honestly, I'll check some. I'll take some chicken tendies.
Oh God, of course you will. You want a milk to go with that on the side
with a crazy straw.
Nice.
Okay, fine. Maybe a grilled cheese, and that's
I would
it.
love for Voldemort to give me a crazy straw with my milk.
Cherries Jubilee, and that's it.
And that's it. Okay, half Coke, half Diet Coke.
You got any money, Kyle, to pay for the?
Watch my figure. Okay, just take off the last two things on the menu. All right. So we've met everybody. We're ready to jump into this. So we are going to press play here in a second. We're at the 50-second mark, roughly. It says on the screen just The Menu. So 3, 2, 1, and go.
Nate, I'm glad we're doing this movie because you are both a fan of film and food.
Wow,
and
It's the perfect combo.
Do you like music?
It's the perfect combo. I've dabbled before.
Okay.
He's not gonna date you, bro. I've told you this.
God,
Yeah.
I love a guy who's into movies and food.
All right, let
Yeah.
me just ask this off the top, and I don't mean to be rude. Anya Taylor-Joy, great actress. The people who act like she's like so fucking hot, I just don't get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can see how people find her attractive. She's not ugly, but yeah, she has that look to where I feel like it's very niche, and if you're into it, you're into it.
I feel like it's like the Office episode where half of everyone's gonna.
Hilary
say she's
Swank?
hot. Yeah, Hillary.
Yeah.
That wasn't the question. Would you do her?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Okay, was anyone else when I first saw this? I thought they were a brother and sister by just the way they're dynamic and.
I mean, they have the sexual chemistry of a brother and sister. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
No, I see the way they argue and bicker. It's either like they clear like I don't know. I didn't immediately actually think romantic. I mean, obviously we find out why later, but my brain actually the way they told each other, the way she like looks at him, I don't know. It just felt like they're not on a date.
Yeah,
How long into it?
Fun back and forth.
How long into it is it before you find out this is like a second date for them? I feel like it's kind of a late reveal.
I thought it was more like, isn't she a prostitute?
Yeah, she's a prostitute.
Oh, okay.
I'm not, but I think they've had interaction before.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I
That's what her
Lady
taxes
Lady
say.
of the Night. I
Lady,
believe.
yeah, her
Is what she
H&R Block
was.
tax return says a lady of the night.
Yeah. But yeah,
Entrepreneur.
this was one of those that when it came out, I watched it twice within like 2 days. And then
Nice.
this one, Midsummer,
What a
Parasite.
run.
Parasite was another one where I
Wait,
had
you
to
watched
watch
all
it again.
three together?
No, those are movies that I watched twice within like
My bad.
72 hours. No.
I thought you were saying you watched all three of those within 72 hours. I was like, holy hell, Nate. That
You
No,
need
is
help,
fun.
bro.
Yeah, ooh, that's a lot.
Even I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I put them all in the same ilk because they had me so
Yes.
intrigued. I wanted to go back and watch them again so quickly.
Love John
Um,
Leguizamo anytime he pops up in anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what the casting list was for that role because I'm sure there was a laundry list. They're like, we just need some like random, pretty well-known actor that can play a washed-up actor on screen.
This was so. My wife and I were recently in Italy, and for our anniversary, we went to one of these like Michelin star restaurants where the servings are like absolutely minuscule and tiny like that. And the like what he's doing right now, the urge to take a picture of everything, but at the same time act like you've been there before. Like we had to be like, no, we have to act like we belong. Like everyone's gonna know we clearly do not belong in a restaurant like this if we whip our phones out every 5 seconds.
Nah, everyone's doing it. It's fine.
Yeah, if you don't take a photo of it, did the meal even happen?
Not with the portion sizes, no.
No. We have been, me and my wife have been lucky enough to go to one Michelin star restaurant, and surprisingly, we left and we were full. It was
yes,
really.
It was a good spread.
Yes.
Yeah,
is that
there's so many?
Like 19 courses? Is that why?
Yeah.
There was probably like 9 or 10 courses.
And I'll say the way it's really a show, right? Like it's not just the meal. I mean, this is why one of the reasons I love the movie. The portions are they're small, but there's a lot, but they're also so spaced out. And in between each portion, it's almost like they give you like another amuse-bouche to like hold you over. And it's like it's a 2.5 hour thing of like experience. So like you don't realize you're full until you leave, and you're like, holy shit, that's a lot.
Yeah, so they have like the one we went to, they have a set menu, so you knew kind of what you were getting. But yeah, there was like 4 or 5 like unplanned ones that they sprinkled in. So like, oh, this is nice, and they probably do that just to make it seem like there's added value, which
exactly
worked.
And it
worked.
Yeah. Oh, what a little treat just for me.
We don't do this for anyone else.
Yeah.
I saw like all the other tables have no.
So this is being filmed in Georgia or near Georgia. The original plan was to have this filmed in Scotland, but COVID happened, so that kind of put a kibosh on that. Yeah, so they had to stay here. But I think they have some references in here. I saw this from a review I read, but I think this is supposed to be in like Seattle, the Seattle area.
I was going to ask. Okay, like if there, I don't remember on my initial watch that there was a like a location associated.
Yeah.
Speaking of location, my first Horns fun fact of the night, according to IMDb, screenwriter Will Tracy came up with the idea of the story while on his honeymoon in Bergen, Norway, when he took a boat to a fancy restaurant on a nearby private island and realized he and his wife were stuck or trapped on the island until the meal was done. There are numerous references to Noma, Copenhagen in the menu, starting from the location, idea, concept, and the ending.
I love it. This makes me mad because I think I've run the screenplay idea by you before, Jeff, where I once moved to a city where I didn't know anyone, and I went and hung out with our real estate agent, and I noticed everyone else at this party was also a client of this real estate agent. And I started wondering, does he like invite us all, kill us, and then now our houses are for sale again, and it cycles. And I was like, "Ooh, that's an idea for a horror movie. I should have done it."
That is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's not a bad business model.
Take what you write, what you know.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. So yeah, the intro is fun here once they get to the island, because showing how secluded, how self-sustaining everything is. They're like showing like a guy on a boat. Oh, he's like catching scallops or whatever they're going to eat later. And then they walk through the garden, which
self-sustaining scallops. You can't
self-sustaining scallops. You can't say that 5 times fast. And so
I do feel like if I'm going to pay top dollar the way you're saying it to Snade, it's like I want an experience. Like I can't, this has to be something I remember so much more than just the food.
Yeah, and at $12.50 a plate, they're going to get their money's worth.
So I've only seen this once in theaters, and it was a great theatrical experience. But I don't remember the like word of mouth of this restaurant. Like, because a place like this, how would it have reviews? Because spoiler alert, they kill everyone each time they go, right?
No,
they do kill each other every time.
No, they don't.
No, I said I don't think they do.
Oh no, they don't. No, this is basically his finale. So the chef, played by Ralph Fiennes. Yeah, this is like his culmination and ultimately his love child at the very end, because he's kind of disassociated himself with the craft and the artistry of making food, and he doesn't love it anymore. So this is a big FU to the whole food industry and all the foodies out there and all that kind of stuff.
Is that why he invites that one specific critic?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everyone invited is for a specific reason. Yeah.
That guy in the background, right behind John Leguizamo, he was the home ec teacher in High School Musical, the series.
Oh, that's right. I was like, he does look familiar.
To Jeff, if he did murder everyone, the point would be he has everyone write a 5-star review with the promise that he'll release
before they
them,
leave. Yeah,
and then they write the 5-star review. Then he kills them, and everyone is like, "Wow, look at this on Yelp! I gotta go."
Yep.
And it just
Can't
keeps going.
Can't edit that review when you're dead.
Nope. No,
Man,
oh, go ahead.
that would have been a great plot too. I like that.
Everyone's like, "Wait, my friend went there."
But you don't want all 5 stars. It looks a little suspicious. You want like a couple 1s and 2s.
You need
not
like
everyone's
one Karen in there.
Right.
Nate, one of my favorite things about go ahead, sorry.
So I was going to say real quick, another fun fact here is apparently these goats that are leading them in here, these are a specific type of goats, and they're used, I don't know where, somewhere, but they lead like cattle into like slaughterhouses. So they're basically leading the cattle to go die. And
they're herding goats?
Wow.
I didn't know goats herded.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't
so
know either.
interesting.
Yeah, I was brushing up on some stuff earlier, and they said that. Anyway, go ahead, Cycling.
What I was going to say, like what you were talking about, how the movie, the choice of the people here, handpicked by the chef to kind of represent what's wrong with the food industry. One of my favorite things, and I know it's ironic, like I think the whole point, and we'll obviously talk about it more, goes into the idea we've lost the opportunity in any like medium to just enjoy something. Like we have a podcast where we criticize and talk movies and shows and bring down art without like actually creating something ourselves. And you can do that with everything nowadays. And I think that's one of my favorite points he's trying to make is like we've lost the ability to enjoy. We have to say something about everything now with like the internet culture and the way we all find out about like word of mouth things and like that. We never can watch a movie or show anymore, close our phones and go to bed. I come home from every movie I've ever seen now, and I get on Reddit, I get online, I see what people say, and it just makes you really like kind of, I don't know, appreciate the point of the movie, even though it takes a crazy turn.
Yeah, and it's not even like to validate my opinion. I just want to know, like, am I way off when I think what I think about something?
But we shouldn't care about that, right? I mean, theoretically.
Yeah, but we're humans.
But we do.
So one of my favorite Horns fun facts always is citing who else was up for some of these roles. This is, in an alternate universe, would also have been an incredible movie, albeit a much different take. So in 2019, Emma Stone was attached to play the lead role. Anya Taylor-Joy replaced her in early 2021.
I can see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I think actually it would be a similar I mean, I don't know if that would be too different.
No offense to Anya Taylor-Joy, but I don't get prostitute vibes from Emma Stone.
No.
Maybe, yeah.
No, but you need to. Have you seen Poor Things?
That's true. I have not.
She's okay.
It's like a robot in that, though.
Yeah. Well, there's some shades of other stuff in there. So if you ever get to watch it,
she might have done that movie instead of this. Thinking of the time.
Oh man, that's a good. Yeah, she might have. That's a good point. Which fuck it, she won an Oscar for it. So
right. I don't know why one of my guilty pleasures is watching a chef just fucking rip into his like sous chefs and the other chefs in his kitchen.
Yeah.
The kitchen at a restaurant, it just seems like the most stressful place in the world. After watching The Bear and this, like the first season of The Bear came out right around the same time as this, so I felt like there was a huge like everyone in their kitchen
focus on chef.
Yeah.
I can't remember the gag later on, but there's a visual gag with like the name of one of the dishes when Nicholas Holt's character cooks it that I think was the hardest laugh of the year in 2022.
It's laugh out loud. It is a laugh out loud moment.
Don't tell me, because when I see it again, I'll probably relive it just like I did the first time.
It's so good. Like that's what I love about this movie. And we were texting off pod, and I saw this was on Netflix recently, so I was like, I think this would be a good one to do.
Great one.
And it's not like a comedy, but it is funny because it's so well done.
Definitely.
Well, like the dark humor of it.
If you go like attempts at laughs versus successful laughs, its batting average would have it in the Hall of Fame. It's hitting like 850.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I think I can enjoy this, because there are very subtle laughs in here mixed in with the darkness of the theme. But then there's like one or two laugh out loud moments where you're like, just like, fuck, that was so well done.
But you also, there's a sense of, again, even though this movie is ridiculous, there's a sense of realism to it, and this type of people and the type of experience you have at one of these restaurants. And again, like when my wife and I went to one of these, you're almost forcing yourself to talk about each course in detail as much as you can to sound, I don't know if it's sophisticated or be like, oh, notes of this and hints of this. And you do find yourself being like, without meaning to, pretentious, but you feel obligated to talk about the food in no other way that you would at a restaurant.
Yeah. There's, I think you're probably trying to maybe justify the price tag with your words.
Yeah.
And get the most out of your money with saying as much as you can.
Yes.
And you definitely like eat it differently. Like you eat it slower and much more pretentiously.
I'm a notoriously fast eater, and yes, I was taking my time.
Yeah, I'm not working on this the same way I would like the mozzarella sticks at Chili's.
Yeah, it's like you'll get served like a tiny pea, and I'll cut it into fourths.
Never let a pea extend that long ever.
Yeah.
And then Nicholas Hoult, every time he eats it, it's almost like he feels guilty swallowing it. You know, he like is. I can't. I have to keep it in my mouth as long as possible.
Again, it's something to that. It's absolutely like it plays on the ridiculousness of what we do when we go to these type of places.
Yeah. So as like in this scene, the camera's going around and meeting all the people for the amuse-bouche.
It's my favorite word. It's ridiculous. Amuse-bouche.
It's fun. It's just fun to say.
It is fun.
But you get to introduce. They're starting to introduce all the guests, and I can't remember who is who on all these, but every character in here or every table, and including the wait staff and the chefs in there, they all represent the 7 deadly sins.
Ooh, nice.
Like the finance bros, they're greed. I remember that one.
Vanity is probably Leguizamo.
Yeah, or envy. Envy is Lozano. Lust is the old couple. Which it comes out later, he likes prostitutes. So
is Anya Taylor-Joy gluttony with her desire of a cheeseburger at the end of this whole thing?
I'm trying to remember who gluttony was.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Is it him? But gluttony serves as like the photos he's taking.
I think it was him who was gluttony.
Gluttony doesn't necessarily mean gorging yourself in food.
Yeah, exactly.
In a figurative way. Mm-hmm. But Ralph Fiennes is just fascinatingly like horrifying.
Yeah, dude. Let him like read a phone book, and I'd be like, go on.
I with the new Harry Potter show coming on HBO next year, I'm like, as a huge Harry Potter fan, I'm super excited. I'm glad we're gonna get in depth, like Game of Thrones style on the books. The books the movies did not have the time to do. But man, the one thing I'm worried about the show is just like, how do you replicate some of the amazing actors that the Harry Potter movies had? And I mean, Ralph Fiennes is up. I thought there was a lot of flaws with how the movies portrayed a lot of it in Harry Potter, but he was a perfect Voldemort. So I'm like, he's a perfect villain.
Well, it's like
has a sinister sense to himself.
It's like when the live action Lion King was coming out, and we were like, dude, just keep like all the fucking voice cast. They were like all so good.
Unfortunately, with Harry Potter, half of them are dead now. So
yeah. That was one of the things. Actually, Banner was down here just a few weeks ago, and we were talking about that because like Snape is going to be such a huge role to fill. So it'd be going to be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the casting director for that show.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I don't know how you almost do like Will Smith as the genie when you come to like Voldemort or like all some of these characters. Like, do you even try to replicate Ralph Fiennes? But yeah, anyway, the whole point was just how he's so, you just feel like icky with him. You're like, he's being polite and he's playing the bot, but you just feel like something's scary about him.
You're just like scared to displease him, which is why it's so funny when Nicholas Hoult gets in the kitchen. He's like wanting approval of this guy that he's never met before.
Yeah. So like throughout the movie, and you can kind of notice this as they keep going, Anna Taylor-Joy's character, Margot, which is who she's supposed to be because that's who's supposed to come. Her character doesn't necessarily have a lot of dialogue. So like a lot of her stuff in here is just reactions to other things. And you'll notice that like throughout like the dining scene, they'll cut to other tables. Even when it's at their table, Tyler, he's doing most of the talking. So I mean, she plays a pivotal role, but
Yeah.
her dialogue is quite a bit less, which is interesting.
She's definitely like the audience.
Yes.
Doesn't really know what the fuck's going on, but it's like, well, there's a very unique experience.
Like in the way like she was dragged there without expectation, just like we were.
Yeah.
Like no idea what's going on. She's the only one who doesn't seem like she knows.
Yeah, and so much more will unfold with that.
Do you think the drinks are included here, or do you think they're a little cheap and makes you pay extra?
You get one drink.
I think they're included because they got to be paired. It's a very specific pairing for each dish.
He's like, do you have Coke? Is Pepsi okay?
And we talk about this all the time.
You have a soda machine here.
The guy serving the wine, I do not know his name, but he's that guy in that thing. I don't know.
I was in like everything, but he's also in nothing.
Yeah, I've seen him before, but I can't pinpoint like who he is or where I've seen him.
Yeah, she's the writer, right?
Yeah, the writer and the publicist. So
that's right. Okay.
In the food scene, and the reason Ralph Fiennes' characters brought them here is because she's written some bad reviews for some of his restaurants.
Remind me again, what is the reason Nicholas Holt's original date didn't go? Like, why is she canceled?
That's a great question. I'm trying to remember if it's like even brought up at the beginning. I think they just broke up, whoever he was dating.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And so he just went back to a quick fling.
I'd be like, you know what? My partner couldn't come. Can I get double the portions?
It's not a bad idea. Can I die twice?
Right. Like, hey, you're making the food already. Like, it's the same thing.
And the reason John Leguizamo's character is here, and Jeff, if you don't remember, I'm not going to spoil it again because it's hilarious, the reason why he's here.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like the conceit and how this thing ends, especially, but the characters, I'm definitely not remembering a lot about them.
God. I think I would shoot myself if I had to sit at the table with these finance bros.
Yeah.
Crypto bros?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And then the audience doesn't know it yet if you're seeing this for the first time, but that's the chef's mother right there.
The drunk.
Chef Slovik's mother.
I mean, this plate, like, they're all pretentious, but it's like 98% show. Like, you can't
it's just
eat
all
the
rocks.
rock.
Yeah, it's all rocks.
I mean, you can.
Can you?
How strong are your teeth?
I mean, that's tacky, right? At the restaurant like this to eat off someone else's plate.
Yeah, you have your own plate. You stick with that.
My wife and I went to a restaurant the other day, and they served sticky rice in a lotus leaf, and the way it came out, like it was folded all in together. And I was like, seriously, it took me like 5 minutes. Like, do I eat into the leaf, or do I unwrap the leaf and eat what's inside it?
You're like trying to look around, like, did anyone else order this? How are
That's
they?
That's literally what I was doing. I was like, what do I do? I'm gonna look like so.
I'm gonna YouTube this.
Here's the best part. I took a bite with the leaf. I go, I don't know if I was supposed to do that. Ate the inside. The owner came around after a while, and he was like, we talked about that. He's like, yeah, you're not supposed to eat the leaf. He didn't see that I had done it, and I was like, well, of course.
And you're just sitting there with like green hanging out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Did he not see? He's like, so where is your leaf then?
I didn't eat the whole. I just had a small bite of it to just like test the texture, and I was like, no, I don't think I'm supposed to do it.
Look, I'm like Thurman said, I'm kind of ravenous when my plate comes out. So if you put something on there I'm not supposed to eat, it needs to be very fucking obvious.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
A rock.
My wife was like, hey, go ask someone. I was like, I'm not fucking asking someone if I can eat this leaf.
This is like a next level of pretension. The breadless bread plate.
Yeah,
it's like the Lost Boys in Hook. Like, just pretend what it would taste like.
Yeah, this is when the first kind of weird twist comes into the menu. It's very subtle. But I think, as he was speaking of earlier, like bread, like a staple food, even peasants have it. So like bread is supposed to be like a very low level food. And since all these people think they're so high and mighty and they're at the top of the food chain, you don't get any fucking bread because that's for peasants.
Dude, give me
the bread you will not be eating tonight was made from, well, hang
on. Funny enough, the one Michelin star restaurant that we've been to, out of the 10 or 12 things we ate, literally the bread might have been the best thing I ate.
Wow.
And it's one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life, which is insane.
I like bread too much, man. No. I'm with
big bread guy over here.
It was basically this.
Yeah,
well, it was in Vancouver. But yeah, it was like a big chunk of bread that was like torn. It was called torn bread. It was like looked like it was a big loaf and it was like torn. So like one side was jagged, but then it was set on this plate with like this sauce that you dip the bread in, and that was it. And I was like, it
sounds amazing.
I mean, it was. I know it's very simple, but it was phenomenal.
Hey, simple doesn't all like I like simple is better. It's
simple and good ingredients, and it'll be good. But Tyler is here, obviously. Everyone else is like insulted around the whole restaurant except him. He's like, no, this is awesome. I'm gonna enjoy every single one of these small savory accompaniments.
I feel like we all know this kind of guy.
He's basically like a huge hockey fan who like is getting Wayne Gretzky to like throw his jockstrap in his face the whole night.
It's like, I love it more.
Yeah. Can you guys give me a timestamp real quick? Mine paused real quick.
Timestamp is
24:48.
Yeah. Okay. I concur.
Publicists and journalists are drinking wine.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's funny, they're like describing the wine's yeasty. It contains apples, which goes back to your point, Cycle. Like you start explaining foods and describing foods like you've never done before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is true. And somehow the person across from you never says that doesn't make fucking sense. They just like accentuate what you're saying.
My favorite from The Office is when he was, this is an Okie afterbirth. Or...
Afterbirth. Or he's like, is it from that? He's like, oh, this is a red.
This is a red.
Yeah, okay. And this is a
waiter.
Funny interaction.
No, is just incredible.
Yeah. No. And the finance bros who are used to not being told no.
I don't want to pull this card. Weird, because you went there pretty quick and you couldn't get fucking bread.
I always love going to a fancy restaurant. Like they're bringing out bread. You look at the other tables and they have bread. Guys, they have bread here.
Yeah, you know it's going to be good. One other fun tidbit we'll throw in here. You'll notice there are 12 guests at this dinner. So that parallels the Last Supper painting, which there were also 12 guests.
It's interesting. That is a fun tidbit.
Because this is their Last Supper.
That is a cool, yeah.
Again, if you're watching this for the first time, that's an odd choice to watch any movie as your first time with us. But we appreciate that you're here.
Wouldn't you be uncomfortable if, like, as you're eating, the chef can, like, clearly fucking see you and, like, see your reaction? It's good.
I love this.
God, yeah, I've never the only place where you should be able to see the chef is at a hibachi place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you can sling a shrimp into my mouth, then it's okay.
Then we're cool.
So some of the other first fuckery has happened too. It was probably about 30 seconds or a minute ago. The food critic mentioned that one of the sauces was broken, and so Chef Slovak sends out a whole bowl of the broken emulsion.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay.
Yeah.
So is he like just overhearing them and like will respond to any critique
he
gets?
Just fucking with them at this point.
He says last night on Earth.
He knows what the end game is.
If you ordered shots here, what would their reaction be? Like 4 tequila shots?
They might
I feel
just
like
shoot
he has
you.
it. He said at the end of the movie, doesn't he say he has everything when he's like, when she's like, when she wants the burger, like, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I feel like, he's a man who's like,
it's like, I can make you anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he's sophisticated, but still like, you know what? I got it. You prepare for any scenario.
And during this movie, there's obviously no backstory on this, but he's been doing this a while. And he's at his wit's end. He's on his wit's end now. He's like breaking at this point. He's finally said, fuck it. So they've lived on this island for a while. So There had to have been some normalcy at some point.
Yeah,
They
he's just at a
decanted.
Oh yeah, he's at a
Hyper
dangerous.
decanted.
They hyper decanted this.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
To awaken it from its slumber.
But I promise you, if I was at these restaurants, the sommelier say that to me, I would be like, "Oh, well, of course."
And then when you drink, you're like, yes, I do taste that. Yes.
No, I would only go horns. I'd be like, the tannins.
This is a Franzia. Yes, of course.
The tannins are blooming nicely.
The little swirl. You know, you gotta.
That's a great move.
Gotta check the legs.
And you can't hold the glass by the actual glass.
Everything you're saying, I learned from Derek Fisher, a friend of the pod. The legs, how it drips down the side of the glass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I learned all that from my Thursday night wine class in college. It was great.
I'm so jealous you got to take that.
I always forgot you did that. That's so.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Best hour credit ever.
Taco night.
I just can't believe that he's from Iowa and not actually Ray Fiennes.
Yeah, I don't even understand why they made his character. Like, his character clearly is not from Iowa.
Yeah, just be from like Edinburgh.
So the
he doesn't
line
even try to change his accent.
No. So the line he just issued when he did the Taco Tuesday and like did his head, that was actually an improv line.
The Taco Tuesday one.
Yeah, the Taco Tuesday
That's
thing
so
was an
great.
improv line.
It's incredible.
It's so good.
You know,
Shit.
even though my family like ethnically didn't eat Mexican food growing up, considering where my parents are from, we still did taco night. Like, we never went to Mexican restaurants or anything like that. But for some reason, still went in taco night. I feel like everyone had to have a taco night. It's like a requirement.
You live near the incredible Taco Bueno. Had to take advantage of that.
I didn't get Taco Bueno until I was in high school and had my own car. Had a car. You were probably with me when the first time I ever had one. Go for a muchacho.
God,
So yeah, those were phenomenal. Like the thickness of the taco shell bread, pita thing. I don't know.
Probably a pita just absorbs the grease.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it because whatever is on that or whatever wraps around it is not in Mexican culture anywhere. So
Right.
It's like my favorite Mexican food, that and a Crunchwrap Supreme. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you won't find that in Mexico.
Nope. White people have clearly made their mark here.
Yes.
So what is the significance of the scissors again? Is it part of that anecdote he told about his dad?
Yes. Yeah. So it's about his mom stabbing his dad in the leg with scissors. I think was the crux of that anecdote. But yeah, things are slowly starting to unwind, starting to get weirder as the menu evolves here. So, and
I forgot about the laser engraved tortillas.
We get the introduction of the tortillas, which is another layer of the onion that gets peeled back here. Personalized to everyone, showing their misdeeds.
You guys like, how come mine has a dick on my face? Did you guys draw that when I passed it? No, we didn't, Trevor. I told you that before. I don't know why he did that. He's fucking.
now he's just in the kitchen watching them and watching for their reactions.
Mm-hmm. He's like, well, let's fucking eat it, babe. Well, no, hang on. It looks like you cheated on me.
Caught him taking pictures. They told him not to, but he still did it.
He's like, well, they took a picture of me. That's just as fucked up. Like, that's not really the same thing.
These tortillas remind me of. Did you guys ever have or see the thing you could plug into like a Game Boy and like print pictures off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was
Game
called.
Boy
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, you could like print little like paper pictures off, and that's what this reminds me of. Yeah.
We thought that shit was so cool. You look back at it now, it's like the worst technology to ever exist.
Yeah. Not a finance guy or look at
The prints on these tortillas are pretty good. You know,
you almost said tortillas.
I almost did. I used to be a server at a Mexican restaurant. The amount of people who ordered tortillas and fajitas, unironically, by the way.
God.
Well, given where this Mexican restaurant was, I'm not surprised.
No, exactly.
What are these? These are tortillas. Yeah, I know that.
I love. She even puts like a little Spanish accent on it. These are tortillas.
Tortilla.
You have to roll the L. Yeah, no, I'm not rolling the L.
And just the bluntness of the responses and how everything is getting. They're like, no, these are the charges that you're like funneling money into like illegally. This is what's on here. Is it not clear? I thought it was.
The beauty of knowing it's your last night on Earth, and you just get to have fun with it.
Oh yeah, I mean you can just do whatever you want. It's incredible.
I wonder if this is like actually like, I mean, I'm sure it is. Like how, like what would go into printing on a tortilla? I mean, do you literally put it through a printer?
Yeah, man, I don't know.
It'd be really funny if they actually mixed up two of the tables. Like, who the fuck is this chick? Oh, sorry. You know what? You need to swap with him. Is what needs. I'm sorry.
Don't look at that tortilla.
Someone else gets like the tax documents. This doesn't make sense to me. What is this?
Did they take? I missed that. I had to go away for a second. Did they take his phone? Did they catch him?
They didn't take his phone.
He's about to beat Candy Crush like the whole game, so that'd be pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I'd have to restart, and that's a lot of hours spent on the toilet.
Yeah, and I got to set my fantasy lineup.
So this is something interesting I'll mention. It happened a while back, but I missed it, so fuck me. Whenever they're walking onto the island and they're showing where they keep the meat, and they're like, "Oh, we dry age our beef 152 days." And one of the guys, I think it's finance bros, asked, "What if it goes one day longer?" And then like the head maitre d' is like, "Well, then this would happen, and it would probably cause the person to die." I'm just gonna say that real quick, and then we'll come back to that later. Just gonna plant the seed since I didn't earlier.
Okay. I feel like even when that scene happened, that I wasn't paying close enough attention and I missed something.
It's kind of a throwaway thing, but there's a fun tie-in later.
Really nice bathroom here.
Okay, so do you like that tile? My wife and I really almost picked that tile if we were going to redo our bathroom before we saw this movie, and then we saw this movie and we were like, "Holy hell!"
Oh, you were like that? Oh, that's the same tile.
I'm not joking. We watched this and we're like, "That's the tile." We ended up not going ahead with the project, but we were like really thought about it.
You weren't like, "That's a sign."
No, yeah, we should have actually. Like, I don't know. Maybe after seeing a bunch of people die, we felt like we didn't want to do it.
This feels like a bit of a boundary we're crossing here.
Is this
They have unisex bathrooms here.
I was about to say, yeah. Is this a bisexual or unisex bathroom?
Bisexual bathroom. We have a men's room and a women's room and a bisexual room.
She's like, I know we're having a serious talk, but I actually do need to take a shit.
Yeah, the cigarette really pushes it out of me, so just give me some time.
She's like, I want to eat your food, yeah, but taking a shit will open me up, I promise.
Yeah, I had a Trenti coffee on the boat over here, and that has made its way through my intestines.
So now he's slowly starting to unveil who she really is, because he gets the vibe that she's not of high society like the other guests.
Yeah.
He's like, I know a prostitute when I see one.
Yeah, and there's a great line later when she says, "I'm Margot." He's like, "I know." He's like, "What does he say?" We'll see it, but like, I've known Margot's. You're not a Margot.
See, he has a conscience. He feels bad that she's there.
Yeah, and ultimately this plays out, and you kind of see that.
Well, yeah, their dynamic is great because it's like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill everyone and I hate them, but also, why don't you like my goddamn food?
And I'm pretty sure we still, again, I remember the first time I saw it, I still have no idea what I mean, obviously we don't know she's a prostitute, right? Like nothing's been revealed yet. I still have felt like I know, like I just felt like there was nothing romantic between these two. Like I just remember the whole half the movie thinking like, who is she really? Like, what is she up to? Like they're not on a date. If they are, it's the worst date we've ever seen. Like
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when
it's like a mystery within.
They don't ever like fully come out and say it, maybe until later. But there's points
when the old man, not old man, like he like recognizes her, right?
Yeah.
In a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like their dynamic, like Tyler is clearly like fanboying the whole time, but you realize pretty quickly he has zero interest in impressing her or even caring if she has like a good time. So
no,
that's where you're like, it's not even like he's trying to fuck her or anything. He's just
I think
someone
that's why
to come to the
brother
restaurant.
and sister first, because like the dynamic is like mean to each other almost.
And now we get to the course called The Mess.
Yep.
Which I mean, this was the what the fuck moment of the movie the first time I watched it.
Yeah,
and I'm
right
sure
now
it was that
it's
way.
like,
yes.
Right now it's like silly, charming, weird, quirky. You're like, okay, I don't know unless if you went blind, you do not see this coming.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, right now you're thinking like, what's on his apron there? What's he got there?
Just little tweezers for the microgreens.
Got it.
And just in case you got like an eyelash or eyebrow, like hair sticking out.
Oh God, could you imagine?
But everything as far as like the food plating and the chefs in the kitchen, everything was done so well. They obviously had some like very good people brought in to consult on this. One of them was a chef named Dominique Crenn, who's a 3-star Michelin chef.
Jesus.
Nice. Yeah.
It's only like how many of those in the whole world?
Yeah, just a handful. I can't remember what she was like. She's got like, I think she has multiple Michelin star restaurants.
But yeah, when you get to the 3-star, I'm pretty. Yeah, I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's not a lot.
Yeah. So the way for the audience, I'm gonna butcher this a little bit, but the way the Michelin star thing works is there's 3, 2, and 1, and 1 is like, it's worth a visit. 2 is like it's worth a trip out of your way, and then like 3 stars, like it's worth a whole trip to go like out of your way to get there and try this food.
Which is insane because a 1-star Michelin restaurant is
phenomenal. Yeah, it's still great.
and it's like, I swear I didn't believe when I first learned about Michelin star restaurants that this was the tire company.
Yeah.
But it made sense.
I
If you
still
go back,
don't think
it was.
I still don't believe you.
I still don't.
It was a thing back when they, would you'd be on a road trip and they would recommend restaurants.
But then that makes sense. Like how that's their boy. There we go. Whew.
Yeesh.
Oof.
I like the mom is just like not even. Like
she's like, this white is so dry.
I asked for a sweet Riesling. What is that shit?
Back.
I don't want to send it back because I know they're gonna spit in it.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that's gonna happen to you tonight.
I was like, wow, that was wild. So what's the next course?
Yeah, it's all part of the show.
Yeah, and that's one of the other things that makes this movie so great is the staff. Like, even in real life, if this was happening, like you would think the staff would understand how ridiculous it is and kind of have to drop that veil a little bit and be like, I get it. This is fucked up. They're just like, all right, well, here's your plate.
But do you think like I do in a weird way? I know watching this, you're like, this is insane. Everyone's fine. Your brain doesn't allow you to process what you saw was just real either. I do like. Yeah. I understand the idea. The guests are like in shock and be like, that couldn't have just happened, right? Like, it's part of the show.
Well, they know
it's not so absurd to me.
15 minutes later, Tyler's like, all right, it's fucked up now because I see that guy's job is posted on Indeed.
They are quick to replace.
They move
revolving
fast.
door over here.
Rest in peace, Jeremy Loudon.
Yeah, rip Jeremy Loudon at the bottom.
Honestly, dude, the gags of the courses is fucking incredible in this movie.
Yes. Yeah. And that's my point. Like Thurman, I love that they show the ingredients for each course. I wonder, have you ever looked online if anyone's replicated the recipes that you can do at home?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Man, it would be a fun to do.
Don't give Nate any ideas.
Yeah. It's gonna be our next party.
Like someone.
If you did a menu dinner party, I would be all about that.
I mean, you wouldn't come home. That would be the point. But
yeah. But
Nate throws up dinner party. The menu dinner party now without death.
So, according to IMDb, the role of the movie star was originally written for Daniel Radcliffe, and the off-the-line movie that was referenced would be a meta reference to Victor Frankenstein in 2015, when John Leguizamo was cast. Yeah,
Daniel Radcliffe in this.
Which would have been, I could definitely see them being like, we can't have him in Refines. That's
it would be
and
they can't disassociate. Yeah.
He's being tortured again by Voldemort. It's like,
which one's worse, you know?
That'd be incredible.
So yeah, we have some big back-to-back what the fuck moments here.
Oh, yeah.
As he gets his finger chopped off.
What's your timestamp? I wonder if I'm ahead of you. I'm at 4:25.
25 now.
Yeah, like 2 seconds. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, pretty gross that Tyler immediately wants to eat something after that guy's finger got chopped off.
Looked like he was eating something finger-shaped, too.
I mean, I know your finger was cut off, but this dude is really milking it. It's like when Paul Pierce hurt his shoulder and had to be wheeled off.
Like it's not your legs.
Like that doesn't even make sense physically.
I do like, because I do feel like that his character is, like, I mean, we talked about the symbolism of what he represents earlier, and we'll get into it later. But like that type of personality does just continue.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fake to him. It's all part of the show.
Well, yeah,
Are you talking about Tyler's character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously what he represents, that was what I alluded to earlier, but like us on the pod and like always commenting but never creating or whatever. It's like he literally just witnessed something horrific and it's just entertainment to him and commentary.
Well, and then he even gets the interesting like opportunity to create and is told by like the only person whose opinion he values, like, yeah, you're a fucking fraud.
Yeah. It'd be like
so
us trying to then write a movie.
Right. At that point, he's like, well, you might as well fucking kill me because I just died right in that kitchen anyway.
It's not sanitary for her to be back there, you know?
No, but the head chef called her back, though.
I know. It's just, this is my one problem with the movie. Everything else is fine. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's really no ethical dilemmas aside from this.
Here's the Margot thing. I served many Margos. You're not a Margot.
But he's not wrong. That's what's fucking crazy.
No. Damn it. But it's just, it's funny because he knows, but it's an interesting way to present it. And he's just fucked up because she's fucking with his menu. He's like, you weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
He's like, honestly,
is not going.
I could put up with all that shit, but you didn't eat the breadless bread plate, and that's really where I have to draw the line.
I like how she's like, so you'll let me live? He goes, no. Like, sorry. At least he's honest.
He's looking for a reason for her to die, and so when she had like customization, like no onions, he's like, well, there you go, that's it.
There are no substitutions.
Yeah. It's clearly written in size 4 font at the bottom of the menu.
So yeah, as she's kind of thrown a wrench into his plans for the night, he still wants to write it the best he can. And so he's trying to give her the opportunity to say, do you want to die with the people who give or the people who take? So the people who are serving you or the assholes who are eating the food.
Mm.
And she's just like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to die anyway. It's arbitrary.
Yeah, or how about I don't die?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't really
like,
work.
I'm like the hostess. I'm just kind of there.
Protein or veg?
Bro, he doubles down on it.
He's like, you didn't hear my question, clearly.
Another thing about it, knowing he's going to die, like, why did he need to take a picture of that? Like, when's he even going to get to look at it?
He's just like he's in his rhythm, and he can't not be the person he is.
Wild Baragomo. I don't even know
She's
what
like,
the word is.
Oh, is there caffeine in this tea? Because I'm gonna be up all night before I die. I mean,
I'll be up until that point.
yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? We're drinking. Now
Yeah,
I'd be
absolutely.
like, where's the tequila?
Yeah, trying to run away just seems like a lot of work. Let's just get a top up
No.
over here. Like, you know, I'm cool with you killing me, but you know what I'm not a big fan of? These centerpieces.
It's like me anytime I watch a zombie movie or apocalyptic. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to survive.
That's what he
Seems
says
like
in
a
Wolf of
lot
Wall
more
Street,
work.
right? I'm not dying sober.
Yeah.
This is another great juxtaposition in like the characters in the movie. That happens all the time. But like this guy's just freaking out, trying to get out of here and busting through the glass. And then the maitre d' just comes back, calmly takes his chair back, like everything's normal.
Yeah, I mean, we're still working for a tip over here.
You know, yeah, $12.50 a plate. I mean, that's going to be a pretty good tip.
I do love how as things get progressively crazier, Tyler is just still like, oh god, this tastes so good.
Well, might as well enjoy it.
Yeah, he has to direct his energies just all into the food, other than knowing he's going to die.
Bargabo. The chef is so annoyed.
I know
he was talking.
he's like
fuck.
He's like the musician who like meets a fan and the fan just is like, won't shut the fuck up with like peppering him with questions.
Knows the B cuts, the B sides, and like,
Yes, it was a G sharp that I improvised on the second track. Yes. God, that was so fucking sick when you did that, man. Yeah, if he like calls you out individually, you know, like, oh shit, something bad's about to happen.
Oh, they're all about to get their shit called out.
You don't talk.
Yeah, and you go through pleading and bargaining and anything you can at this point.
After you saw him chop a dude's fucking finger off, you're gonna clap back at him.
if anyone ever invites the Broforce squad to a dinner, you know, let's be hesitant to accept. They could be like, you said this on one of your commentaries. Anya Taylor-Joy is like, you said I wasn't pretty. Like, what? No, I think you're great.
I'm Googling tortilla printer right now, so.
We could buy it with the Broforce squad money.
There we go. We've got some.
Guy could be like, what is this expense? Like, it's a
One
tortilla.
each.
We need it. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm going to take a few weekends to get it dialed in, and then I'll invite you guys over.
Got the kinks. Get the cobwebs
11 times.
Is that how many times he cheated on her?
Came to the restaurant.
Came to the restaurant, so yeah, he's basically going to chastise them for not enjoying the food.
I would lie. I'd be like, you know,
the
jalapeno poppers.
mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
Damn it! That was served last time.
That's on me, really.
Cod is not a bad guess, though.
Yeah, just throw a random fish out there.
Cod with white wine. I'd be like,
you
well,
donkey! It was halibut. You know those situations? It's like the figure of speech where you're like, man, if you put a gun to my head and said, name the dish last time, like, well, this time they kind of do have a gun.
Yeah. Except the gun's going to go off regardless, so joke's on you.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, but I do love just like the poetic nature of like this guy who's in Chef Julian. Is it Julian? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Who's reached like literally the zenith of his career. And we see this with like pro athletes and like artists and musicians where they're like so good at what like Joaquin Phoenix. They're just like bored. So for him, the new challenge now is like, I will literally cook a fucking hamburger on like a skillet to impress this chick because it's a challenge to me, you know?
Yeah, we'll discuss that. There'll be more on that later.
Just a little tease for the people at the end. IMDb has the alternate ending, which was filmed listed for this, and it is fucking wild.
Is it with like pepper jack cheese instead of American cheese?
It's not quite that crazy.
Okay,
but
I was gonna say that would be I couldn't handle that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I think it was filmed.
Yeah, I think it was too.
And like I've seen it, but I can't remember what it is now.
Oh, really? Okay.
I feel I'm gonna have to like Google this after this, but I feel like I watched it on YouTube. Like it was
I'll
posted.
reveal it to you guys at the end. But yeah, if it actually is like available anywhere, maybe YouTube, I would love to check it out.
Maybe making this up, but it sounds familiar.
No substitutions. So if I went here, guys, I would have to eat onions if it was in the dish.
Yeah, if they're raw onions, you're kind of fucked.
Damn it. What's worse though, eating those raw onions or dying?
Yeah,
I love
dying.
Raw onions.
Yeah, same.
Who's this guy?
Do you eat garlic bread, Horns?
Yeah. Okay, this is such a misnomer. I love garlic.
Here we go. Okay, you love
pasta, garlic bread as a seasoning, but when there is a paste that is just fucking garlic, like
doesn't sound you love garlic, man.
Use that to make gas in World War I.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you love garlic. Sounds like you're okay with garlic.
So the gentleman drowning right now is the chef's angel investor, basically who's funding all this, and the finance bros boss.
Oh yeah, the one they were trying to leverage earlier.
Yeah. So he didn't fully understand Chef Slovak's vision here, and so he did away with him.
That silence means I'm free. Yeah, so at that point, once he kills that guy, everyone else has to know, like, yeah, well, if he killed him, we're all fucked.
Yeah, and it keeps escalating, obviously. Like, the guy shot himself. Tragic, weird, crazy, but quick death. Next guy he gets his finger chopped off. He's still alive, but I'm sure he's uncomfortable. And then,
he's really milking it.
And then this last guy gets drowned, which has to be fucking horrible.
I think of all of that, I would probably pick getting my finger cut off.
You think?
If Frodo Baggins can survive with 9 fingers, I can survive with 9 fingers, is all I'm going to say. I'll be fine.
It'd be funny if guy walks in the back, he's like, hey, chef, I don't want to, like, I know this is a bad time. We all chipped in for a birthday present for Tiffany, and you're the only one that hasn't Venmo'd me. I'm not going to Venmo you for Tiffany's, I don't even like her. It's not really about that. It's just kind of like a team thing, and you're the only one who hasn't paid. Didn't even ask.
Hey, chef, we got an 86 the lettuce. It's like, what? I planned this whole evening perfectly. I didn't even know what 86 meant until I worked at a restaurant. No.
Margot walks back there. She's like, listen, wait, is that a fucking typewriter? Why do you have that? Why are you focused on that? I'm killing everyone. Yeah, that's just a weird thing to have in an office in 2022, but okay.
I mean, killing is normal at this day and age. Sure, we all get.
Yeah, but like, just get a laptop.
Maybe you wouldn't want to kill everybody if you had Wi-Fi. I don't know.
I like the aesthetic. It's none of you. What do you want? Why are you back here?
This is fun on a rewatch, as you know what Margot is. Yeah. Yeah, because as he's saying, I know from one experience giver to another.
Wow, specific. His name was Louis C.K.
He's not straight up saying your experience is sex, but we try and read between the lines.
God, there are some fucked up people out there. Just like listen to what she's like describing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need details.
I felt like it was normal. What are you talking about?
It was one time, and it was Valentine's Day.
Oh, she's a freak. But this is kind of the crux of the whole movie, and now she kind of gets a glimpse into what his background was and what she can do to save herself, basically.
She's like, yeah, when I was first a prostitute, I used to like sleeping with people, but I've lost that feeling.
Yeah, now I just feel like it's a paycheck. You know, it used to be a passion project for me.
I used to be so horny. Not anymore.
I don't know why. He had a whole binder that said reservations 2018. Like, what about that year?
There's other ones. You just didn't see it off screen.
Then one said enzymes. It's kind of a weird organization.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like, we're keeping track of enzymes. All right. It's interesting.
Another one is like
his fucking enzyme is.
I'm all for getting drunk. Love it. Big fan. But wine drunk, man. I like once I get tipsy off wine, I gotta stop because like wine drunk is awful.
Dude, my
It's too
hangovers
heavy.
now from wine are insane.
Yeah.
Again, she knows she's on. If I'm gonna have to drink something like wine-esque, it's gonna be champagne. Like that's fun buzz.
Yeah.
You just have to drink a shit ton of
That's
water
a real
when I do
heady
it.
buzz for me.
Yes. But I just have to stay hydrated.
Yeah, that's the key. That is the key.
I think Tyler's the only one still having fun. Like,
yeah, there's shades or there's cycles of the guests having fun, and because they're trying to lie to themselves and say we're not going to die, but then they'll come around. No, we're going to die. Oh well, we could get out of it.
It's like the stages of grief, basically. I wonder if some of them are trying to like placate Chef Julian too. Like maybe if he thinks we like it, he'll stop because he obviously wants to torture us, And Tyler again is just like student of the game. He's like, I'm learning so much.
I always assumed that this was. I mean, do you think that was real? What she just said? I mean, I'm assuming it was.
Wait, what do you mean?
I didn't. She just said he had hit on her multiple times.
Yeah.
And like, or was this played? I don't know.
Are you saying? Do you think it's real in the context of the movie?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. You think he actually did, and then she did? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if he
him
was
in the
like
balls?
this will be.
The leg, just like his father was stabbed.
Like how he like rolled his eyes. He was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, I think that was legitimate in the movie, and there's a lot of like ties and parallels to like the food industry. I've never worked in it, unless you count the coffee shop in college.
I was about to say, yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did. But there's a lot of
this
ties.
This guy runs. I'm sorry. It's like a fucking.
No, you're good.
This?
Because like the food industry has like a ton of issues, like drugs, cocaine, and alcohol, and all that kind of stuff. But then like mental health issues. So like the guy committed suicide. He killed himself. And then like harassment and sexism in this, like, oh, my superior, my chef, basically made a pass at me. So I think there was a lot of tie-ins there with like the consulting that they got with like other chefs. So they made it like as real as possible in like so many different aspects.
Yeah, and this was like you said, just as or like right before The Bear had come out, right? So
yeah,
I mean, it really started like it's such an interesting world and one that like I don't know much about. Like you were saying, Nate, like the hierarchy and like the politics and like the intensity and this pressure to perform. It's like crazy. It's really unlike anything else. It's like competitive sport mixed with like finance, mixed with like Lord of the Flies, basically.
Yeah, it's wild because like at face value and like people on the outside, they're like, well, it's food, it's a restaurant, like it's not that serious, but like at the high level of anything, it is serious.
Yep.
And like if it's someone's craft or their passion that they deal with, it doesn't matter what it is. It's gonna be cutthroat. And I think just because of like what they're dealing with, people don't think that often.
Well, and I mean that's kind of the whole point of this movie. It's an industry where so much of your success or failure is predicated on perception or like the way other people review you. So whether you like it or not, like you sort of have to play to that audience. And I think that's what Chef Julian is like. I'm so fucking done with that.
And so this course right here is called Man's Folly. And so obviously like folly is like foolishness or whatever, but all the guys like take off and they're just fucking foolish because they think they can escape and there's no chance of escaping.
Yeah.
I'm loving this girl dinner though. Like,
girl time.
Let's fucking get the fucking, I'm going to need another vino over here, bitch.
Yeah.
Also, this
course
if
we're running really away from each other, get away from me. Like, let's run in opposite directions.
No, what are you doing though?
Spread out.
Let's escape together. Won't it be more fun that way? John Leguizamo's character has like 13 scarves.
You know, it might get a little chilly. He didn't know what the climate was going to be like on the island.
And this one's just for fashion, if I'm being honest. It doesn't actually do anything functionally.
Okay, so this is where she confesses about knowing her husband.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
See, this stuff comes out at girl time, guys.
You know, girl time is real time.
And you know what? She's not even mad at her because she's a queen. It's the men. Why are men great till they gotta be great?
Yeah.
That's the greatest, my favorite Bible verse, right there.
When the guys come back, just because of how much he's been milking it, I guarantee you, the dude whose finger got cut off is gonna say, "Man, I would have been able to outrun them if my finger wasn't cut off." Like, how does that make sense, Don?
Blood loss, come on.
I'm just saying, it's my run motion that I normally like. It was fucked up because of the finger thing.
So, like at this point, this is another great moment because this chef is basically unpacking and saying like, "No, everyone dies at the end. They have to die."
That's but I like that she's like, "It's my idea."
That's the only way this menu works. She's making it seem like if you guys don't die at the end, the food before doesn't matter. It doesn't taste the same. Like this is the completion. Like we can't have the steak and all this stuff and then like the tiramisu at the end. It has to be creme brulee. It won't work any other way. You have to die.
Imagine surviving this and writing the review at 2 stars. Be like, you know what? I really regret not dying. But it wasn't that great.
Limited street parking, 3 out of 5 stars. Tyler is such a fucking weirdo. Like, just run like everyone else, dude. Quit trying to like look back. He's like, what is this course though?
Egg, that looks creme fraiche, and maple.
That do you think that chicken right there is like, bro? That was my egg.
Yeah, awkward.
Oh boy. At least they let you still smoke in the restaurant. That's cool.
God. That'd be really funny. Like, I'm sorry, ma'am. No smoking. Smoking kills.
Yeah.
Man, this movie, like everyone is from an obscure town. I love it. No one's from like Denver.
No, that would distract from the menu. Tyler's trying to like rush in and like get the last glimpse of like, what was the food you were having? What was the meal?
Can I smell your spoon? That's weird, Tyler. Please don't.
He's like, oh God, my wife is talking to my side. You guys wouldn't even call her a side chick.
I thought that was a gift she gave her. I was like, how the fuck did you even know to bring that? Because her purse looked like wrapping paper. I'm the only one who got away. You're at the table.
Tyler's still over there munching away.
Just a sample.
So that's his like agent, right? Like
yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think they also hooked up or used to hook up, if I remember correctly.
Was it like consensual? Not that he like raped her necessarily, but did he like trick her or like con her into doing it, saying she would like get a job or something?
I think it was consensual. I don't think there was any like quid quo pro in it. I don't know if it's already happened or it happens later, but she like gives him a key back to like an apartment they had.
Got it.
Yeah. And now we get to experience Tyler the chef coming up.
Yeah, this to me is the high point. The second act of this movie is just incredible.
Yeah.
And Tyler going in the kitchen is the highlight for me. Oh, he's like, swallow first. Like he literally has to explain how to be a fucking human being to him because he's so nervous.
So he said everyone, so he knew everyone would die.
Yes, he was the only person because he got invited. That knew this was all going to happen. So basically,
I mean, would you take it seriously though? If you made a reservation and the chef responded with you, it was like one of those favorite restaurants. He's like, just so you know, everyone's going to die, and be like, oh, okay.
Wait, so
cool.
I'd be like, die of how good the food is? Sure.
How did he know this again?
Slovak emailed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He emailed him, like, inviting him, and he basically told him that. Yeah.
So why did they say why Tyler was the only one that he told that everyone was going to die?
I think it was kind of a test, just to show that he'll still come because he's so obsessed with the foodie world that he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, if you're willing to accept this, and I've told you you're going to die, then you're a big enough piece of shit that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, at that point, even the cops would be like, nothing to see here. This guy knew.
You wanted me here because I knew a lot about food. Sure, man. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. No, that part of it too.
You know what Bergamo was.
You've unironically used the word mouthfeel in a conversation. So did he have to bring a +1 to get in the restaurant?
I don't think so. I think he just originally had the date, right? I mean, that's what I assumed.
Yeah, he had a girlfriend, but they broke up. So
this is where I was making fun of like us as Bro Force Squad. Like we make fun of Christopher Nolan not making sense in Tenet, and then Christopher Nolan holds us at gunpoint and be like, "You fucking make a movie."
Okay.
We're like,
Then we make a movie in front of him. He's like, "Yeah, it's fucking dog shit, isn't it?"
We're gonna. I mean, you know what, Christopher Nolan? I'm gonna make so many fucking timelines. You can't even deal with this.
This is like, if you're Nicholas Hoult, this has got to be a blast to play, because the gamut of emotions you're running right here is, it's like, I guess he's kind of afraid he's gonna die, but he's also like got a boner that he cannot get rid of because this is the fucking highlight of his life.
yeah, he's gonna go out on top.
Even though he doesn't realize he's basically being lampooned, like made fun of. Like, look at this shit. Writing on with a Sharpie on his.
I love it. Yeah, someone who's an expert in food comments on it.
I wish you would have
Doesn't
spelled
even know how to
Tyler
cook.
wrong. on
But can't
purpose.
cook for
You know,
shit.
Taiwa. Tywah. Taiwa. I will say this, the first time I watched this movie, I couldn't tell which direction they were gonna go. Were they gonna fuck
Yeah.
with us and actually have him be able to cook something?
Yeah, you really don't. Even like in the moment, you don't. So do you think this was planned by Julian, or was Tyler just so fucking grating? He's like, all right, I'm gonna embarrass this guy.
I think it was planned.
What does Tyler say? He was like, oh, what a fucking innovation. He's like, salt.
He there's a chopping style that's coming up that he talks about. I think it's right here. There's a new dicing method of which we've been woefully ignorant.
Of which we've been woefully ignorant.
Butter, leeks and shallots sauteed in butter. Witness to revolution.
And lamb, what an interesting protein choice.
What if Tyler's like, look, I just don't perform well under pressure, guys. Like, I can't even pee with someone watching.
Touching the fucking hot pan.
First of all, come on. Everyone, the extreme is hilarious. Like, he has no idea what he's
it's
doing.
a bold move with the
Even
lamb chops.
Margot's watched him like, is he actually fucking good? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no one can tell. I wouldn't know it. How would you think it's done? That looks terrible.
Yeah, that's like completely raw.
Ray finds it's like, oh fuck, that's good. Okay, you're hired.
Wow, but not in a good way. Here we go.
Tyler's bullshit. Undercooked lamb, vegetable shallot, butter sauce, utter
lack of cohesion. Yeah, that's the highlight of the movie. Tyler's bullshit.
Which he already had the name of it picked out. It didn't matter what he made.
Yep, that's true.
Just go fucking basic, like.
Oh, for sure, for real. I do like
on.
steak and some simple side.
Just
like just get a steak.
Do
And like even if you undercook a steak,
sauce.
like you can still eat it.
Right. Well, you can sell it as, I didn't know you wanted it medium.
Oh, let me throw it back on there. I'll get you medium.
Yeah.
It's always a question. I don't know what he whispers in his ear here, and I don't think anyone's supposed to know, but it drives
It's
me
almost
crazy.
like at the end of Lost in Translation. Like, I think it needs to be open to viewers' interpretation.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you say you're fired?
What's the line from Seinfeld where Kramer's like, I don't work here, and they go, that's what makes this so hard.
So when he's getting fired. Yeah, fired for a job he doesn't have. I don't really work here.
For Tyler, like, this is worse than him dying. He would rather get killed.
Oh yeah, the being chastised by his hero.
Yeah, than like hearing that he can't hack it in the kitchen from Chef Julian. Would have been a really cool, like, obscure Halloween costume to go with Chef Julian with like the smock with like the bloody handprint on it.
Oh,
and you have like a
man.
friend following you around with a bloody like, towel on your hand.
Yeah, that'd be
Like,
good.
Night.
Who would have recognized that? Or someone dressed as like the Asian maitre d'.
We should do that in like 5 years. Like, and no one will.
When it's really out of
yeah.
Once it's out of the zeitgeist for sure, that's when we.
You haven't seen The Menu, bro? Like what? The movie that came out like 10 years ago?
You know, there's something poetic about how pretentious that costume would be in 5 years and the message of the movie.
That's kind of funny. You're gonna see me show up at a Halloween party with that now.
I mean, we need to hold each other accountable. And
That'd be
do
so
this
great.
I mean, it's a very simple
Oh yeah.
costume to put
Easy to
together,
do.
which is the genius of it. So yeah, I've also wondered like the play behind this. Like, well, not Tyler being dead, but
Yeah, so he must have told him to go kill himself, right?
basically
Spare
he's like,
himself the shame.
he's
kind
like
of
either
thing.
kill yourself now or die in fire later. So whatever.
It's something like that's the only way to redeem. Like he clearly held himself to a certain esteem when it came to food.
Yeah. So what is Margot going to do again?
Fetch a barrel that's needed for dessert.
At least
And
they get
maybe
dessert.
Yeah, maybe I'll glean something from this third watch, but I've always been interested to see if like there was like a play behind it. I don't know. Like I know what happens, but
There's always something behind Julian's madness.
yeah. So I'm assuming it's intentional. I have a guess of what it is, but like I don't know if it makes total sense.
We still don't know why Leguizamo's there, right? Like character.
Oh, we absolutely know. Oh wait, if you've never seen the movie?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I think this is the reveal.
Okay. That's what
Yeah,
I
because
wanted
you're
make
starting
sure I
to
didn't
piece
miss
it
that when
together.
I
You're like,
walked away.
definite douchebag, but like there's got to be more
Yeah, I
to it
love
than that,
this.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This is so good. My one day off.
My one day off in months.
Yeah, so yeah, call back to what I was saying earlier. The reason that he's here is because he ruined his one day off of the week by watching a shitty movie he was
God,
in.
it's
That's why he
incredible.
wants to kill him.
It's incredible because the same punishment for someone that like basically ruined his career for a while, and then a guy
Yeah.
that just fucked up his
All right,
afternoon.
everyone choose one actor from one movie that absolutely you hated that you could pick for this situation.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Let's think about it, and then
Oh.
at the end, that'll
Yeah.
be our
Yeah,
instead of
we'll come
spin-off
back to
movie.
that. at the
Great
end.
question.
Yeah,
What's the
like,
line
everyone has a-
cyclically from How I Met Your Mother? It's like, who is in your it's the Silence of the Lambs reference. Who's in your pit or whatever?
Oh yeah, who is it? Yeah, exactly.
Like your mortal enemy.
yeah.
Oh, I just
I
figured out
saw
who
you
my-
in a film and I hated it. It ruined my life. Like I had to kill you.
I think I already have mine, and there's actually a direct connection to Nicholas Holt in it.
Oh wow.
That rack
so
of
he-
ribs behind her that looked really good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like
That's what I'm
sending
saying
her-
about the meat,
sending
like
her
with the
out, yeah, I
cooking,
know.
Nate. Like you said, it's like just pick the steak. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, the steak itself should, as long as you don't do something stupid while you're cooking it.
You can literally do salt, pepper, and like butter
Yeah.
in a pan, and like if
Exactly.
you get a good crust on it and cook it a decent amount, like it'll be fine.
It won't
We
be
watch-
horrible.
We watch guys' grocery games pretty religiously, and in that game, they have to do their shopping and cook a meal based on some restriction or prompt in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But they get a station of ingredients like salt, pepper, basic seasonings like that, and just like Nate was saying, a lot of the really good chefs will realize how much they can do with that stuff, and it'll save them on like ingredients that
Yes.
they have to go by.
Oh yeah, the main reason that restaurant food is so good is probably because they use double the amount of butter you think you should use in a meal.
Yeah.
Like the butter and all the seasoning and stuff. See, like everything seems planned, but this interaction doesn't seem like, or maybe it was planned. Maybe
Or was
like
she
maybe she knew
jealous?
she was going to go out either dying in a knife fight or dying in a fire, and she was fine either way. And so she played along with the chef on this.
Yeah, it's weird because Julian is sort of like the omnipotent, like godlike character, but also there's a lot of shit that happens in the course of this night, mainly set off by Margot, that he's clearly just not prepared for.
That's the thing. A lot of this has to be improv.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This chick might just be. I think this chick's
Yeah.
just going off on her own.
Well, she's like,
Because,
you will
like-
not replace me. So does she think something else is going on where they're not all gonna die? And
Yeah, because
Maybe.
if everyone's getting murdered, like, what is there to replace? Like, there's no restaurant anymore.
Yeah. And like the chef has mentioned multiple times, like, you're not supposed to be here. This wasn't part of the plan. So there's been improv things.
well, maybe she thinks that like because the chef isn't like fallible, that it was part of the plan and that's an additional test. Like the hostess, like maybe now she is doubting herself.
Could be.
Oof.
She'll be fine.
Walk it off.
She's moving. Look, she's still moving.
Yeah.
And
That other
well,
guy's like, well, my finger got cut off.
okay, never mind. She's not moving anymore.
No, she's not moving, sustaining energy. It says it's a smart play. Actually,
This looks like a 4 to 6 week
She's
recovery.
she's reserving calories.
yeah, you don't want to burn calories in this instance.
Yeah, let's ration them.
That's good. That's good.
So is this like a backup, like a practice kitchen?
That I mean, it's the chef's house
Okay.
is what she's in now, which she's going rogue because she was supposed to go
That's
to the
right.
smokehouse where the meats are and get the barrel, but she's not doing that.
She walks in here, and it turns out the scariest part is this guy is just an obsessive Tennessee Titans fan.
It's so
That would be disgusting.
All over the
Anyone in the
fucking
world?
It's like, oh my God, they draft for dog shit. You let Derrick Henry go. This is horrible.
Do you think there is someone out there that exists like that?
Oh, sure.
If you're listening, let us know.
Yeah.
Look at that head of
Wow.
lettuce.
That article is written by Lillian Bloom, the lady who's there.
Because didn't she
Nice.
credit herself for why he became famous?
Oh yeah, well
Yes.
the guy next to, or who's at her table, I can't remember his role, but he's basically been spinning that narrative like his whole life, that like she created him.
But now she's gonna find the real
Burger.
Julian Slovik.
So he was Employee of the Month at Hungry Howie's August of '87, and we know that was a really competitive month for burger flipping at Hungry Howie's.
Yeah.
His TV is like from the Cold War.
Oh, there's something with
Well,
the
if he
radio
has
here,
that and he has a
too.
typewriter, he's clearly oh, this is great. Everyone hates to be sung a happy birthday, first of all. Whether people
Yeah.
are being murdered around me or not, it's painful.
No one likes that. It's not like positive attention.
Okay, she finally got the barrel. It's fine. But yeah, the cake being brought in for his birthday, it's like another thing, like I mentioned earlier, like we're going through psycho situations, and then we're brought back just a little bit, like, oh, it's a birthday cake. We're gonna be
Yeah.
happy. I'm gonna blow out the candles because it'd be rude not to.
Right. It just makes it more sadistic. He's like, look, we're not heartless monsters. It's Bryce's
we're not
birthday. We're going to
counting-
celebrate.
We're not counting calories either,
Right.
guys. Right? Like, eat the slice.
And Bryce, you know what? If you want to take a little bigger piece for yourself because it's your special day, big guy, go for it.
Yeah, see, I don't feel like he.
I
needs to
mean,
do that.
that's not, yeah, like, why?
He's like, I carry a cast iron from the stove to the. I'm like, but you don't need to. Just wear an oven mitt.
Right. Why do that? Doesn't
That doesn't
sense.
make you a better cook.
No, it just makes you kind of dumb.
Did he just quote Martin Luther King? Yeah, he did. No. MLK would have wanted this.
Another great reveal here.
Yeah, this is good.
There's just a glimmer of
I
hope
forgot
in
my
every
first
in
thought
everyone's
about
eyes
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
I forgot about this.
Everyone's
though,
fine here. How are you? What is this Han Solo?
we're all fine here now. Nate, kind of tying back though, actually Psycho was kind of saying this too, about how like Julian is prepared for almost everything.
Yeah.
But that is like this case in point. Like this could have been Margot or anyone else doing this. But that is why her being there and the one thing he didn't account for, he's like really fucking losing it over.
True.
Like he's probably gone through this night 1,000 times in his head.
Yeah. But like what's about to happen here makes me question, like, did he send Margot out to get that barrel like on purpose? Was there
I felt like
meaning
that.
behind that?
But he was testing her, I feel like, to see who she was. I don't know if that was like
Yeah. Yeah, but then even I remember watching this for the first time, like the amount of hope I had, like going into this scene.
I love that Ray Fiennes is like purposely acting like, what? Here? No. The drunk mom in the back.
The owner just got drowned shortly ago, so
he's not a strong swimmer. Also, I tied him up and dropped him in the lake.
Yeah, also he didn't have use of his appendages.
So I guess a slight asterisk.
But like you think if it was like Michael Phelps, he could at least like dolphin swim a little bit and like
keep just wiggle your legs slightly. Give me some effort.
I love how like clearly everyone is in distress.
Everyone's like crying, or there's like blood somewhere on them.
Yeah, he's like not suspicious of this at all.
Yeah, like one of the chefs was running around there, like wiping the finance bro's face off with blood, but there's still like blood in multiple places, or like distress, like you can see. Like Anna Taylor-Joy's face isn't in perfect condition at this point.
And it's funny because when they panned to the shot of like behind the Coast Guard, the first thing I noticed that was out of place was how fucking hammered drunk his mom was.
Exactly.
Like sitting by herself, like something.
I love this calling Doctor. They're referencing that movie again. What a great movie.
He looks at Ralph Fiennes just like, oh, he likes the movie.
This guy knows.
Yeah, this whole scene is very well played out.
It's like, what if he turned around going, that's not your name. Your name isn't help us.
Like, this is worthless.
I'm Dutch. It's help us.
The one guy's like, my finger got chopped off. Okay, it doesn't really matter right now. He's like, all right, I've heard someone has a birthday.
We got a second cake.
Hey.
I've got a noise complaint. We need
more noise. Bryce is like, guys, how'd you know?
Why would you bring a male stripper into this situation?
Yeah, and even at this point, you're like, wait, could she really get the one up on Julian? I don't know, man. This guy's pretty fucking sharp.
They're so happy.
His cheer is like so pathetic.
He's like,
yay!
Yeah. The range of emotions, all the people are.
Oh my god.
Oh, everyone cheers. You think it's happening, and then. Like she obviously called out and tried to get someone to come in, and he's one step ahead of everybody.
So Nate, you might have mentioned this, like something you wanted to pick up on. Dale walks back into the kitchen. Was he in there earlier in the movie? You just don't notice him.
I think he was. I think that's something I looked up like a long time ago.
Is that a point to see how we don't notice those serving us?
Oh, that's fucking cool.
I know, it's another layer.
You can kill me after that, because that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
The girl at Leguizamo's table is like, wow, we are fucked.
Yeah, now he's. Yeah, I think so, Nate. When you asked, like, did you ask, like, did he send her for that barrel, like, on a faux run? I think it was a test.
Yeah.
Because he goes, now I know who you really are.
Yeah.
John Kramer would love this restaurant.
Oh, he would.
Also,
I would love to have this dinner with like killer, like I mean, I would enjoy that as my last meal.
Bryce hasn't touched his cake.
You gonna eat that, bro? That would be me at this point in the evening.
Like, yeah, you're gonna die, but everything you've had so far has been top notch, so it's got to be good.
Well, like Cyclist said, if there's ever a time where calories don't count, I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
I gotta run in the morning,
Actually, I think we got our cardio and tried to escape.
What a callback. She uses the clap to get his attention now.
Oh, yeah. They're like, it's like Pavlovian. They just stop what they're doing.
I like that she's like, I want to send your food back. The rest of the people are like, we can do that.
That was an option.
I love how
this whole time.
the executive chef is back there sweeping. That's how you lead, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the front. He's not above anything.
You don't ever
It's like
ask
once
your
you
employees to do something you wouldn't do.
Right.
Exactly.
It's once you become a manager, you don't do the job anymore. Like
Yeah.
you don't do the actual work. It's now he just governs.
And yeah, this is the.
Does someone tell her she has something on her face?
I'm not.
Well, I think it's a battle wound.
True friends let them know when they have something on them.
I don't even know her.
This is when it all comes together. She said, "You took the joy out of eating," and his whole point of this last meal is everyone else is taking the joy out of cooking for him.
Yeah.
So now she's got to find a time in his life when he was having fun cooking. And that's the motherfucking cheeseburger.
August 87 at Hungry Howie's. That older guy's like, I don't know if anyone remembers, my finger got cut off earlier. So just putting that out.
The bleeding's kind of stopped, but it's still going. So,
but now I think phase 2, I'm getting an infection. So if we
Yeah.
have any Neosporin.
Is anyone familiar with gangrene?
What was that movie, Soylent Green? Like,
Yeah.
The reveal is I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm just gonna say this now. Greatest looking cheeseburger I've ever seen in my life.
It's
like
pretty
I
fucking incredible.
wanted one so bad when I walked out of this movie.
And like at this point, you can see whenever she asked for that, he has just the slightest upturn of his corners of his mouth, like he's starting to smile.
American cheese is the best cheese for a cheeseburger.
She, again, you kill two birds here. She probably really wants that cheeseburger, but also she knows this is the one challenge where he's like, motherfucker, you're getting that.
But in a way, too, like if I am going to have a last meal, I'd almost rather have something simple like this than
100%.
this like avant-garde shit.
I love the use right here where he's pressing down with the towel, because like in the kitchen, I feel like the chef is always using the towel for something. They've got like a million, and like it seems very authentic and real. Like he's just using it to press down with the dirty old towel.
So
Love
when
the
he said for the
onions.
fries,
Yeah.
crinkle cut or julienne, is julienne just like a standard fry, or is that like a thinner?
Yeah, it's just like a thin cut.
I always love when I first saw this, and when they like come and deliver the burger, like was everyone else in that room not like, oh fuck, I should have done that too?
Yeah.
One guy's like, wait, we can go off menu?
Damn it! I thought you said there were no substitutions, but I guess
It's
there's
not a substitute.
other menu items.
She
I didn't know that.
sent it back
Two
and said,
patties.
I'm still hungry.
4 slices of cheese. My God.
And for
Decadent
$9.95
much?
at a Five Guys, that'd be like $500.
Guys,
Yeah,
I'll be honest,
I like the arbitrary amount of money. These, how much is that? $9.95.
Yeah.
What?
God,
this
that
whole
looks
dinner was
so
everything
good.
was like $1,200.
that's a non-starter.
Okay.
I would crush that so bad. That looks so good.
Jesus. Do they even have ketchup at a place like this, though? Probably.
No, he's everything.
God, that bun looks great, too. Yeah,
Love a
it's pretty
sesame
fun.
seed bun. Love a sesame seed bagel. Love sesame, I don't know what it is.
Love the street.
Yeah.
Yep. Big fan of the
Holy
street.
fuck, bro. You guys know I love crinkle cut fries.
Yeah. She's so happy. Oh, yeah.
I love
Look
the
again, great
Arabian.
last meal. It's open sesame in the Arabian.
Yeah, I love the Arabian chant or incantation.
I love the way the Arabians lock their stuff.
God.
That's good. That's good. He's so happy.
Is that like the first time we've seen him like genuinely, and her too, like genuinely smile?
Yeah.
Another Horns fun fact: the burger consumed by Margot/Aaron was a real burger, as opposed to the food seen throughout the movie. The dishes created by Chef Slowick were prop foods. Everyone was so hungry on set watching Anya Taylor-Joy eat the burger that John Leguizamo ordered burgers and fries from Five Guys for the entire cast.
That's what I
that's
said.
awesome.
Dude, that set him back like $5,000.
Yeah, dude, but Leguizamo, what a fucking G to do that for them.
Yeah.
I would be like, hey, you know what? Can we take another take? We need another burger. Sorry.
Man,
I messed up the bite on this one. We need to do another one.
I haven't had Five Guys in a minute, but
It's great, but it's fucking
Yeah.
set you back.
It's so
Yeah.
weird, like the things that he really appreciates, like a to-go box. Like, was he not planning on using one of those ever at this restaurant? Probably not.
I would call it a doggy bag. Like at the sophisticated restaurant. Can I get a doggy bag?
yeah. And at this point, she's kind of playing it off the cuff. She's like, if I asked for a to-go box, can I just leave them because I asked for it to go?
That's the hack.
Yeah.
That's how you get to live. Yeah.
He's like, fuck, you asked for it to go? Damn it. Okay, you can go, I guess.
He should flip around the tip screen. It's going to ask you a question here.
Yeah,
Did
and
she only tip 5 cents, by the way?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's fucked up.
Come on. She deserves it, I know.
and there's a
Mom
moment
is
of
passed out.
moment of regret looking back at everyone she knows is going to die.
Not only is she living, she gets to eat the fucking greatest burger of all time. It's like double whammy.
Yeah. God, that burger, I mean, I'll be honest, guys, that burger, I would definitely open that box on the boat right back. There's no way it's making it back to my car.
Oh, 100%.
Well, funny you say that.
With the fries,
done that
I mean, these aren't even going to reheat, so we might as well just eat these now.
No, fries now. Fries have to be like on the way to the boat. You need to be
The
shoving
greatest thing
Lamos
about the air
down.
fryer is that, like,
That is-
French fries are the like one of the like an air fryer is necessary because that's the only thing that reheats fries well.
Yep, I agree.
And here we go, the grand finale.
I think part of me would be like, this is still such a gimmick. Like we're all clearly surviving.
They're still going through the charade. They're throwing their credit cards down.
One of
to
Doug
pay for
Verrick's.
the bill.
He's talking about what's in the goodie bag. He's like, house-made granola, Doug Verrick's finger.
What if I would definitely do like, do you see this item on the receipt? I actually didn't get the artichoke dip.
Yeah.
I think that was a mistake.
We asked to split this 3 ways. I noticed you just put it on my tab.
I want someone to comment below. Broforce Squad, you represent the ruin of my life, the love of movies and TV shows.
I would, well, joke's on them. I would take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would absolutely.
And if
we
you
had
gave
that
me
much
some
of an
house-made
impact.
granola, I would just lie down and take it.
Yeah, I just go and dip my finger in that graham cracker that's they're pouring.
Yeah, I
over.
forgot about the dessert here. This is great. And also one of my favorite desserts.
It can be a little messy.
Can be worth it. What is that like tan looking stuff that they're spreading?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of confused about that. Now they're breaking out the real liquor. And pouring it all
Definite
over the floor.
midsummer vibes here.
Yes, 100%. That's
Yep.
immediately where my brain went when I saw this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, would you
Especially
like I
it's
said,
like the burning in effigy like a live human.
yeah, a lot of parallels to the last scene, or the last scene in Midsummer, which is
Love it.
fitting. This is
Love the
one of
s'more joke here. The most
when the-
offensive assault. of the human.
Yeah, that's where, like, if you go on Reddit, that's where people really actually differ from Sep Julia. They're like, this dude's fucked, man. S'mores are delicious.
And the dressed up as.
Imprisoned by industrial grade graham cracker. That's where it's like, these guys are just fucking wordsmiths. That dude is tall as shit.
I'm not saying like I'm not a big like obsessed with s'mores, but I also am not offended by them. I don't understand the obsession with you. Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's just like it's a lot of like mess to me.
The flavor profile is great. I don't like how it's not easy to keep it together and bite into it, because once that first bite happens, like the whole thing has potential to like just kind of fall apart.
Your hand is sticky. You got to have something to wash your hand.
The way that graham
takes effort
breaks is it's never even.
Exactly. Yeah, it could like break on this side, and I'm like, you got to be really careful with your bite.
Are you guys undercooked on the marshmallow or overcooked, like slightly burned?
Fucking destroy the marshmallow.
Yes. I knew that was Jeff's answer. Anytime we're at a cookout or anything, he has like anyone leave an extra dog on there for like 10 minutes, just char the shit out of it.
Love it. I'm like, I tell Nate, I'm like, you know what? If you just want to leave the grill on for another hour,
actually just crank it up a little bit.
Chef Julian is going out of his way to be like, my hands don't feel heat, just in case you guys didn't get that from the earlier story I told.
My dick does, so it's pretty hot right now, but my hand doesn't.
I would be like eating the marshmallows on me as is happening. Like,
a little chocolate dripping down on the tongue isn't a bad thing.
Just enjoy the last 5 seconds of my life.
God, this would be a brutal way to die.
Yeah, not optimal.
I have always been confused why she just kind of stops the boat. I guess it is just to enjoy the burger. She doesn't want it to go cold.
Yeah, at this point she's like, I'm gonna make it, and this is only getting less edible the more we wait.
Customers, staff and restaurant were ingredients. Now right here, we're gonna take a moment, and when it happens, I'm gonna tell you guys. There's like a weird look that she gives.
It's almost like Midsummer again.
I've always been confused by it.
Where like Florence Pugh looks at the fire.
Yeah, so like right around here, and then takes her final bite. So before we go into our final thoughts here, I'm going to dive back into what I was saying earlier, whenever they were going over the smoked meats for 152 days. Mm-hmm. And then the guy's like, oh, what if it goes a day longer? Oh, this happens and they would probably die. So there's like a fan theory out there, like this beef was made with meat that went past that 152 days. And like that look is like her taking her last bite before she dies. I don't know. It's kind of a fun theory because she gives a weird look there. I don't know.
See, that's the shit I love though. Like someone else would pick that out.
Because like it was said, most things in the movie are said for a reason. So I'm like, maybe it does play into that. But anyway, that was the menu. 2022.
I want a burger.
Fantastic. Honestly, one of my favorite movies. I love it. So have a great evening. Goodbye, folks. And good luck with your nightmares. So, but before we let you guys go, final thoughts. I'll throw it over to Cycly real quick.
No, it just said absolutely fun. Again, the way we described it earlier in the film, like it's comedy / horror / drama, kind of fits any genre in a way that like just keeps you on the edge where you don't know what this film is. I think that's how the first time I walked out of the movie, like I was like, I enjoy that kind of film where I have to talk about it. Again, I don't know if that's the point where they're almost making the point that we shouldn't talk about art forms. We should just enjoy and take it for what it is. But this movie immediately makes you want to jump and discuss and break down. And we immediately become the enemies of the art form. And I just love that kind of like dilemma that we find ourselves as viewers, as people who take in art, but not give out art. So it's a great film.
That is true. Horns.
Good take. Yeah, I mean, this movie just has. I love it because it's one of those films that can work on so many different levels. Like you can just take it as like this face value, fun, kind of like tongue-in-cheek pseudo horror thriller, or there's like so much imagery and like metaphor in it to where, like both you guys have said, you can just like break stuff down and talk about it for hours if you want. To the question we asked earlier, my movie actor or movie star in a performance that would make me invite them to my restaurant to kill them. would probably be Jesse Eisenberg for his portrayal of Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman.
Wow.
Be like, what the fuck are you doing? You owe me.
I do Jared Leto in anything, but if I had to like pick something, it would probably be The Little Things, because that was so like misleading.
God damn it! That's what I was about to say.
Are you kidding?
The limp
Yeah,
that
it's
he
so
just added to his character.
contrived.
Honestly, like
Yeah,
if I
it's
just
bad.
saw Jared Leto, I would be like Ray Fiennes, be like, just the image of you in front of me is making me ill. Like,
Yeah, pretty bad performance in Little Things. Yeah, but no, I love this. It's one of those fun things to break down, to see the imagery, to see the Easter eggs that you may not know, to watch like breakdowns of other people on YouTube and like, oh shit, that makes sense now, and you get like a better understanding of it. But then even the first time I watched this, it was still great, because it still had those really funny dark moments that you could laugh at. But then you could still understand even like the surface level stuff, and it was enough to like make me come back for more and watch it additional times. So yeah, fantastic movie, fantastic. It was really great. So wrapping things up,
so I'll go get a burger. What do you guys think?
I would love a burger. I just had a burger last week for the first time in a while. It was phenomenal.
And then s'mores after.
Hadn't had one in a minute. There we go. Get some s'mores cooking up pretty soon here. So that does it for us this evening. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please check out another movie commentary. If you like this one or one of our other 230 plus regular episodes, stop by the website broforcesquad.com to check out our top 100 movie list, or maybe read a squad blog. You can find us on all the socials, Twitter, not calling it X, Insta, Letterboxd, and all that stuff. So until next time, I think we're all going to go grab a burger. American cheese.
I think I'm going to order Tyler's bullshit, actually.
do you got that? It's off menu, but we will do it. Okay.